guys, today we're making peppermint marshmallows. So there is nothing cozier in the wintertime in upstate New York than sitting in front of the fire with a warm cup of hot cocoa and a peppermint marshmallow in it. So if that sounds like something that would interest you, go ahead and stick around and let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we are going to do is prepare the pan that we are going to be putting our marshmallow in to set. So what I like to do is just put some plastic wrap. Now you could do this where you put just powdered sugar, grease your pan and put powdered sugar. I just think that this is an easier way to do it, and you don't run the risk of your marshmallows sticking. But you can do it any way you want. If you don't want to use plastic wrap, what you can do is you can grease your pan and then, coat it with powdered sugar. And then that will also prevent it from sticking. You hope. Okay. So now that we have our pan all set, we're going to set it aside. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to take half a cup of cold water and we're going to put that in the bowl of our stand mixer. And on top of that, we are going to sprinkle 2.5 tablespoons of unflavored gelatin. And we're just going to let that sit to rehydrate. It's probably about, 15-20 minutes until the rest of our syrup is ready. So we're going to let that sit here, and then I'm going to take you guys over to the stove and we're going to do the next part. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take 1.5 cups of granulated sugar and put that in our saucepan. To that, we are going to add 1 cup of corn syrup. So the other thing you can do is you can spray that, your measuring cup, with a little bit of cooking spray, and that will keep your corn syrup from really sticking a lot. Let me see where we're at. A little bit more. Alright. We're going to pour that in right on top of our sugar. We are also going to need half a cup of water. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. What we're going to do is we're going to cook this, stirring constantly until we reach 240 degrees. So let me take you over to our stove. All right, so I'm gonna start stirring this with my wooden spoon. Let me take this off for a minute. Get everything underneath there. I'll put that back on in just a minute. But I just want to kind of get everything dissolved first. Let me turn this down a little bit. I think it might be too high. I'm going to put it on medium. So what's going to happen is it's going to come to a boil. What do things boil at? 212? And once everything kind of dissolves and comes to a boil, we're going to go on to the next step. Now, if you don't have a candy thermometer, you can use a cup of cold water. When you think you're getting close, you just put a drop of your mixture in the cold water. If it forms a ball but is pliable, then you're at the soft stage. If it forms a hard bead, you've gone too far. If it dissolves, you haven't gone far enough. All right, so it is boiling, and we are at just over. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit just because I don't want it to boil over. It is gonna hit 240 real quick. We are at we're not at 225 yet. Let's try it again, shall we? We're getting close. It's not dissolving. It's not letting me pick it up either. My thermometer might be off. Let me get my other thermometer out and make sure we're good. Close. $232. So it is a little off. All right, let's try our softball stage, shall we? And there we go. See how it's soft? Still pliable. All right, so we are good there. All right, so what we're gonna do is we are going to close our mixer and we're just gonna turn it on low just to kind of get our gelatin mixed up a little bit. Then we are gonna slowly pour in our marshmallow mixture while keeping it on low. Okay. Put that aside. My hands are already sticky. And we're gonna slowly increase the speed. And until we get up to the highest speed, and then we're gonna let it go for 8 to 10 minutes. So by then it should have tripled in size. And it should be very white. All right, so this is 8 minutes. We have let our marshmallow mix for 8 minutes. I am now going to put a teaspoon of peppermint extract into it. And we're gonna let that mix for another minute or so. Okay, so we're gonna get our prepared pan out. Let's see. Yep, I'd say that's done. All right, so let's take this off. Let me get my mixer out of the way here so y'all can see better. Okay, so I have my pan that has had plastic wrap in it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna spray it with oil as well because I don't want our marshmallow to stick to it when we go to take it out. And I'm gonna also spray my spatula. Get all this off. Alright, so I'm going to take and we're going to pour our marshmallow into our dish. Get as much out as you can. Now my glasses have fallen down. Okay, hold on. want to try and smooth it out on the top. And this is a 9 by 11 inch pan. So these are going to be pretty thick. Let me get an offset spatula. Alright. What a sticky, gooey mess, but you know what? So worth it. If you guys have never made homemade marshmallows, you're missing out. Alright, so, alright, I'm going to set that aside. I'm just going to try and smooth it out a little bit with my offset spatula. Making sure everything goes to the corner. It is already starting to solidify. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some red food coloring. I'm so sticky. And we're just going to swirl it. Alright, so now I will just take my offset spatula and just swirl it. Now this is easier if you have the liquid food coloring, the drops, but all I had was the gel. It's okay, we're gonna work with it. We're going to work with it. Okay, I think this is about as good as I'm gonna get it. It'll look better once I cut it, you will see. Alright, I'm gonna put that in there. So now I'm gonna take my plastic wrap and I'm gonna cover this. But I'm gonna spray my plastic wrap. The side that's going to touch this. So, hold it up like this. And put it down on that. Okay? Just like that. And we're going to let this sit for at least 8 hours, possibly longer. And then we will cut them. All right, so we are ready to cut up our marshmallows. So let me get the top layer off here of our plastic wrap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put down a lot of powdered sugar. A thick layer of powdered sugar, because that's what I'm going to lay our marshmallows on top of. Okay. This will keep the marshmallows from sticking together, and you can always brush off the excess after the fact. I want to get it on the sides. Okay, so then I'm going to take my knife, and I'm not going to saw, I'm just going to cut all the way through. And then peel it off my knife. And I'm also going to try and keep my knife covered in powdered sugar as well. And I feel comfortable doing this with the knife on my silicone mat because I'm not actually sawing. And one more. Okay. So now I have a lot of strips, and I'm going to wrap my, or roll my strips also in the sugar, because the middle of the strips where I cut, they are the sticky marshmallow. And I don't want them sticking to each other. Okay, so then I'm going to take, and I'm just going to cut each one to the size that I want. I'm going to get a whole bunch of powdered sugar there, and then just roll the marshmallows in the powdered sugar as I cut them. Now you can do these as big as you want. I'm just doing them kind of small. So that they will fit nicely in like a cup of hot cocoa. Let me move all these over out of the way here. And these just make a really nice Christmas gift with maybe some hot cocoa mix, maybe some homemade hot cocoa mix in a jar with the marshmallows. And these are not just for Christmas time. You could do regular vanilla ones during the summer for s'mores. All right, and there you have it. Our lovely marshmallows. All right, so let me get these put up. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up in YouTube, which is a like. And if you want to get notified every time I upload a new video, go ahead and hit the bell notification. You'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.